how are you putting content out there that's interesting enough for people to find it when, again, payment processing, not that sexy? I can't imagine there's a lot of 18-year-olds looking up YouTube videos on payment processing and watching that instead of like, car videos or movie trailers or something like that.
That's a really good question. First of all, part of the reason I have preached SEO today is because I did the same thing as you, which is I should have fucking done the content once a week for my whole life. Instead, I've waited until the last year to get really serious. Part of the reason that I've gotten more serious about it this year is because I've seen the stuff that I sort of inadvertently casually did and the traction it got. And I'm like, shit, I really should have just been deliberate about that. For us, I think there are two approaches. It is the most challenging part of our business is getting people to understand the problem when they've never had it. And some people it connects right away, but we have to make it seem real. And when people have a problem, it is the biggest problem in the business. All of a sudden you stop everything else you're doing and shit, I need to fix my payments. There's some industries where they're way more prone than others. But man, I talk to people on the daily. I've had good friends that are like, oh, yeah, I know all that stuff, but we're not high risk. And I'm like, motherfucker, you are squarely in the middle of this, like right in the middle, just because you haven't had the issue. And then I get these calls at like 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. And I'm like, I told you this shit 3 years ago. Why didn't you listen to me? So for us, I think the language that I tend to use is we're very good at playing Superman. It's a lot easier if we don't have to. And so we want to educate. One of the things that has been very effective for us are both partnerships and getting in front of somebody else's audience, even if it's not a direct partnership, because it gives a forum to hear that stuff and it seems more real, right? You get the third party validation. The other is I'm a funny looking person. And so that helps captivate a little bit, at least get interest quickly.
Yeah, you're the Mohawk guy.
I'm the Mohawk guy, right? And I also do a bunch of crazy shit. So like when I speak on payments, I tend to not just speak on payments. I tend to weave it into some adventure that I've been on, so I can at least have more fun with the story and the narrative and tie it in. Because at the end of the day, it's risk assessment and making sure you control risk, and that's all adventure is too, at least on a high level. It has to be a part of it.